Hello everybody, and as you're probably aware, New York State has legalized gay marriage. Now this is obviously a fantastic thing. It's great that gay New Yorkers will now be able to get married. It's just such a shame that now the marriages of straight New Yorkers will be worth less. But you know what they say, you gotta crack some straight eggs to make yourself a big old gay omelette. Joking aside, however, this is fantastic, it's great, and as I'm sure many of you in our little community thing will be aware, ProfMTH, a gay New Yorker, he's getting married. He's doing it. He's right there. He's on the front lines. He's on the battlegrounds, and he's won. And he's getting married. And good luck to him. And I'd better find in my mailbox an invitation. Otherwise, me and you are gonna have a little bit of a falling out. I mean, aside from the fact that even if I did get invited, I'd have absolutely no way of getting there. I'm just trying to be bitchy. Joking seriously aside, congratulations to ProfMTH, Mitchell. Seriously, man, good for you. Also, you should just go and subscribe to ProfMTH because he's fantastic in general. But yeah, I've got some thoughts on this. I've got some thoughts on the whole thing. And I don't want to be pessimistic, but the main thing is that I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's a little bit weird that we're even voting on this to start with. It really is. These rights should be automatic. Voting on it it's insane from the outset. And in this case, in the case of gay marriage, when the vote goes in the opposite direction and it's not passed into law in various states or countries, I guess, that gay marriage should be legalized, it is a literal living, breathing example of the tyranny of the majority dictating how the minority have to live. And it's not right. Civil rights, human rights, whatever you want to call them, in whatever context you want to put them in, they exist for a reason. It's to protect the minority. Whether or not the majority do or do not support gay marriage. It is a civil right. And voting on rights is ridiculous. And I want to make that clear because there is a chance, and I'm not exactly sure how likely this is, that this could be repealed like it has been in other states, like in Maine. I don't know very much about that, but as I understand it, gay marriage was passed and then it was instantly repealed again. And I don't want to be sat here expressing support for the legalization of gay marriage and not mention the fact that it's kind of messed up that we're voting on it in the first place if I then have to make a video talking about how New York has then repealed it. Because then any detractors could say, well, you didn't seem to care about whether it was right or wrong to vote on this in the first place when the vote went in your preferred direction. So I want to make it absolutely clear. The fact that rights are being voted on is ridiculous to start with. Another thing that I think is worth mentioning is the fact that this has happened in a Republican-controlled New York Senate, which is interesting considering that 2 years ago, I think, they had a similar vote on gay marriage, and it was, I think the term humiliating defeat was used in one of the articles I just read, and that was a Senate that was controlled by Democrats. So we've got a Democrat-controlled Senate and a Republican-controlled Senate, and it's actually the Republicans that pass it. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. First of all but one Democrat voted in support of the legalization of same-sex marriage in New York State. Only one Democrat voted against it. On the Republican side, only 4 Republicans voted in support of the legalization of gay marriage in New York State. So it's pretty obvious, and I think most people are already aware of this, that this is not an indication that the Republicans now love the gays and the Democrats hate them. What it does tell us is that A, this time around, 2 years after the humiliating defeat, the advocates of gay marriage in New York are far better organised. Apparently part of the reason that gay marriage was defeated 2 years ago is because of basically a lack of organisation on the pro-legalisation side. B, the second thing, the second letter of the alphabet, I think this also tells us that things are changing, and they are changing very quickly. For instance, and most people don't know this, it was only 10 years ago that the ban on gays serving openly in the military was repealed here in the UK. In 1999, if you were gay in the UK and you were open about it, you couldn't serve in the military. So even though things are changing quickly, what that implies is that it was only very recently that things were a lot different. Homosexual acts were only legalised in the UK in the 1960s. It was illegal to have gay sex in the UK in the 1950s, which is kind of mind-boggling when you consider that it was in 1967 that homosexual acts were legalised, when it was only a few years before when the United Kingdom was fighting the Nazis, who were locking up and murdering gay people in concentration camps. So they were fighting the Nazis and trying to stop them from doing what they were doing to certain people while still maintaining laws that stop people from having gay sex for several years after that. Like I said, it's good that things are changing and they are changing quickly, but what this implies is that it's only recently that things were a lot worse. In the UK, compared to a lot of the places in the world, things are pretty good for LGBT people. As I'm aware, the two main areas in which gay people are discriminated against is, first of all, gay men giving blood donations, which isn't a fundamentally homophobic law because gay women can still give blood and gay men who are virgins can still give blood, but it's homophobic in the sense that it's predicated on stereotypes of sexually active gay men, that they are promiscuous, that they all have HIV, and it creates a situation where you can get a monogamous gay couple who have been together for decades even, who are regularly tested for AIDS or other STDs, and they can't give blood because they're gay, but a straight man who had sex with a prostitute 6 months ago can give blood. That makes perfect sense. So that's the first thing. That needs to be changed. But the second thing is gay marriage in the UK. Currently in the UK, gay marriage is not legal. The UK does, however, offer civil partnerships. Civil partnerships are exactly the same as a marriage in terms of rights. Gay couples who enter into civil partnerships are granted every single right that straight couples are when they get married. The only difference is that you can't legally call your partner husband or wife if you're in a civil partnership, and obviously it might not be recognised in other countries. But other than that, it's completely equal in terms of rights. Obviously, however, it isn't a marriage. It's a civil partnership. They are not the same. Straight people can get married, gay people can't. Gay people have to have civil partnerships. One of the odd things about our system here in the UK is that straight people can't get civil partnerships. Straight couples can get married and gay couples can get civil partnerships, but gay couples can't get married and straight couples can't get civil partnerships. Which means that in a bizarre twist of legality and bureaucracy and paperwork and shit, we have laws on the books in this country that discriminate against people because they are straight. Just think about that for a second. If you're a straight person in the UK, you can't get a civil partnership. You can't do that. Why? Because you are straight. You'd be able to get a civil partnership if you were gay, but you can't because you're not. You're straight. You are being discriminated against because you are straight. Now obviously the vast majority of straight people who want to enter into a legal partnership with their partner are perfectly fine with getting married. That is not the case with gay people who want to enter into a legal union. I would imagine that most gay people would rather get married. Why? Because the obvious implication of having one particular union for straight people and another one for gay people is that one is better than the other. And I think we all know which one is supposedly better. That is why gay people want to get married, because it puts them on the same level as straight people. Their love and their relationships are just as rich and valuable and meaningful and fantastic as any straight couples. And the fact that there isn't a type of institution in this country which individuals of both sexual preferences can enter into means that gay people and straight people in the United Kingdom are, with the exception of the things I mentioned beforehand, pretty much entirely equal in terms of rights, but not equal in terms of status. And I don't think that's a trivial issue. Until that changes, what we are telling people is that gay people are worse. That is the crux of it. We're telling people that gay people's relationships and their love is worth less. And as such, that legitimizes bigotry, discrimination, and violence against LGBT people. That is why, even though gay couples in the United Kingdom can enter into an equivalent legal union in terms of rights, we still need gay marriage in the United Kingdom. So sorry, New Yorkers, for kind of hijacking this issue and using it as an excuse to talk about gay rights in the United Kingdom. Yeah, sorry. But anyway, congratulations to New York, you've done the right thing. A hearty congratulations to ProfMTH once again. And to anyone out there who is pessimistic about the entire gay rights struggle, the legalization of gay marriage in New York is an important breakthrough and milestone in the struggle for gay rights in America and ultimately throughout the world. Because like it or not, yes or not, I am addressing this to you homophobes, gay equality is inevitable. One day, I believe that gay people will not be discriminated against legally anywhere in the world. That might sound strange, especially when you look around at certain parts of the world and see the situation for gay people there, but the fact of the matter is, ultimately, it's going to happen. Gay rights is not going to stop. It absolutely will not stop. Because it doesn't matter how many gay people you discriminate against, how many gay people you lock up, how many gay people you execute, there will always be more. The world will never run out of gays. And the realization of universal gay equality will almost definitely not occur in my lifetime, and possibly not in the lifetimes of generations after me. But again, the fact of the matter is, the struggle for gay rights is unstoppable. If you oppose gay rights, you are on the wrong side of history. Read my lips and look into my eyes when I say, you will lose. Gay rights. See you later.